screaming, man. Alabama basketball be ticking me off, man. These jokers act like they can't. Oh,
Here we go. Welcome, and welcome everyone. Welcome to another episode of Real Men Being Men. Welcome to another episode of Real Men Being Men. Got a great broadcast lineup for you this evening, as we always do. I want to go around right now, and well, before I even do that, let me do this. We have what we call four square conversation. We have what we call four square conversation. We have four different topics. We talk about them for 30 minutes apiece. Sometimes we get to all the topics, sometimes we don't. My name is Raheem. I'm not important. I'm just a question asker. I'm gonna go around right now, let everybody introduce themselves. We're gonna start off with Rico. Rico, tell everybody what's your name, brother, and where you're hailing from.
man, it's your neighborhood friend Rico from Anderson, Alabama. Rico Jackson.
Good deal, good deal. And we have Liddell. Liddell, tell everybody who you are, brother, and where you hailing from.
Hey, Liddell Miles. I'm in Lithonia, Georgia.
Good deal, good deal. We got a few more people that's gonna be actually be coming in with this as well. But we're gonna go ahead on and kick this conversation off with you two gentlemen. I know y'all are very well prepared to handle what we're going to talk about. Now, my first question is this right here. And we're gonna start off real light tonight, Rico. I say that, but you know how it always turn. We're gonna start off light, and I'm gonna ask you this question. Can you go, can you, Rico, go a day or two without talking and or communicating? Can you go a day or two without talking or communicating?
Yeah, it depends. It
Mm-hmm.
depends, but I think I could. I think I could. You know, there's been times that I've been aggravated before that I didn't feel like being bothered because I
Mm-hmm.
knew that I would probably take my frustration out on whoever was around.
Mm-hmm.
So I
Mm-hmm.
seclude myself. As a matter of fact, you know, I prefer seclusion.
Mm-hmm.
When the shutdown first kicked off, man, that was right up my alley.
Mm-hmm.
That was right up
Mm-hmm.
my alley. Just just being able to just sit and not move and just take everything in. So yeah, I probably could go not talking or communicating with people, but not long.
Mm-hmm. And that's what I was about to ask you when you say when it first started off and you was comfortable with it when it first started off. How long was it that you started? Man, look, I need to get back to some normalcy. How long did it take before you got back to that point?
Well, maybe I'll say a couple of days actually. But the thing
Mm-hmm.
was I knew that I was gonna have to respond differently as far as wearing face coverings and stuff like that. You
Mm-hmm.
know. But for the most part, like I was missing sports, entertainment. Now that was, if anything, that was the worst part about it was the recreational part of it, you
Mm-hmm.
know. But yeah, I could, man. I could go for at least, a day or so of probably not talking to people. Man, losing a loved one.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you don't want to talk to somebody. You don't want to talk to
Yeah.
people. And
Mm-hmm.
it really depends on where you were, what space you and that person that passed away were in, if you want to
Okay.
talk to other people or not. So I mean, yeah, that may be on several instances. I remember the first time I went to jail. I ain't gonna say the first time I went to jail, but one time I went to jail. Well, a couple of times I went to jail for something I didn't do. A couple of times I went for things I didn't do. And
This is my confession.
the last time I went for something I didn't do,
Mm-hmm.
man, I didn't want to talk to nobody.
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't want to talk to nobody. I was angry, man. And I couldn't do
Mm-hmm.
anything about it. What was the use? So I mean, I didn't want to respond to no questions or nothing. I didn't want to talk because all the talking that I didn't do any good. The policeman didn't
Mm-hmm.
listen to me. So when I saw that he had his mind made up and what was gonna happen, man, it just, nah, I didn't want to talk no more.
Okay. Liddell, let me ask you the same question now. Can you go a day or two without talking and or communicating? Because some people will say, well, I don't have to talk, I can write it down. No, talking and or communicating. Could you go a day or two without communicating, talking or communicating with anybody?
Well, that's an interesting question. Um, to me, the greatest form of communication is listening
Mm-hmm.
to people, and which most people tend to not want to do. Most people want to be heard, and not simply listen to other people. And I enjoy listening to people before responding. So, but not verbalizing yourself or communicating for 2 days would be kind of difficult for me because, you know, the nature of my business is I talk to people all the time.
Yes, sir.
I'm so used to talking to people and relationship building and doing all those things. That's kind of what I do in my business. And I wouldn't really miss that part of it. You know, I would really miss that part. So while I'm sure I could do it, you know, probably would have to tie something around my mouth to do it. You know what I mean? While I probably could be forced to do it, but it would be difficult. I'll be honest with you. They'd be very difficult, you know?
Good deal. And see, and that's the thing right there, because I'm gonna tell you something. I talk a lot, and when I was growing up, Rico, we don't need no cosign on this. But but when I was growing up, man, my mama told me, she said, "Look here, if I could get you to just sit over there for 1 hour and not see nothing for 1 hour, I give you $20." Now I'm about 8 years old. An hour, you give me $20, and I took the bet. I wish I could have got that $20. So that just lets you know how it went. That just lets you know how it went. VP, could you go an hour or two without talking and or communicating? Unmute your mic there.
I could go a week without talking and communicating to anybody, if not longer. I have no I don't feel bad for not talking to nobody. That sounds, I guess, bad.
It does. It does.
It probably sounds, but I'm an introspective person. So if I done got to a point where I'm not talking, it's because I've really drawn out all I could to the external community. Like I, in a way that I felt was going to be positive for me or negative. If I express myself to a point where I don't feel like I'm being heard, then I'm gonna stop talking. And then I'll become very introspective. And I mean, I'm getting better than I was. Like Rico said, good example, my auntie passed away last year. Her and my mom were really, really close friends. Don't judge me off this, but hear the whole story. So the family likes to play this thing where they act like they can hold something over each other. You know, everybody family got something.
Yeah.
But,
yeah.
So my auntie dies. The entire family is inside the hospital. I'm in Connecticut. They're in Georgia. They go entire 2 weeks. Nobody called me. Nobody texted me. Nobody said anything. But when I show up to the funeral, I'm the bad guy. Y'all all were there consoling each other. Not a single person decided they were going to call and console me. It took me a long time because at first I was mad, but then I realized, no, sometimes the two-way street is a two-way street. Stop letting people be a one-way on you. So in my quietness and not talking to people, that's where I got the answer from. I mean, I'm more spiritual based than I used to be. Because back in the day, I probably would have just called and cussed out everybody on the bottle of hen. But now I sit quiet and reflect on it and say, you know, if you got to understand the role that you play, and like you're a talker. Mr. Miles said listening is a form of communication. People, I'm more of a listener.
Yes.
People listen to me, and then I give them advice that I'll never follow. I don't know why God gave me that gift, but I'm getting better at it. But I can go a week without saying a word, without saying anything to anybody.
Wow. I can't. I'm just being honest. I can't. I would like to think that I could, but I know I can't. Toussaint. The question is this, and I need to hear your heart on this, man. Can you go a day or two without talking and or communicating with anybody? Can you go a day or two without talking or communicating?
Yes, sir. I can go a month. Yeah. I can go for yeah, it's easy. Yeah, no. Man, no problem. No problem. I think it's no problem. I'm just saying, I know me. And what is it? Introvert? Is that the right word?
Yes.
Where you just good by yourself?
Yes.
Matter of fact, I can have a conversation by myself and not answer.
And then when you start to answer, that's when I'm starting to wonder about you a little bit,
Did
brother.
you hear what I said? Did
I
you
heard, I
hear
heard,
what
I heard, I heard what you said.
I kind
Yes, sir.
of
When you
got
talk back to
that
yourself.
out. I mean, you know, I can go to talking to myself,
Yeah.
and I be like in my mind, I ain't studying what you saying.
Lord. Okay. I said we was gonna start off light today, and this is a light topic we're talking about. Just gonna get a little deeper as we go along, so y'all be prepared for that. Badger, good evening, Badger. We asked the question: can you go a day or two without talking or communicating with anybody? What do you say to that, Badger?
I don't think any human being can, unless they're in the middle of nowhere with no human beings near them.
Well, I don't know. Donald said he could, and BP said he could. They both said they could go a week or more without talking to anybody.
Ask
So
my wife.
No waving, no nodding, no eye movement, no physical, visual communication whatsoever.
None.
Y'all way more stoic than I am. Give you props.
Yeah.
You know, for me, you know, you asking that question, to be honest, other than talking to my wife and my kids, about the most I talk is it's probably on the radio show, and then off and on in Discord, doing the gaming stuff and helping people there. So, but I have no problem just putting down my headset and not talking to anybody for months.
Wow. And some people have different abilities, skill levels, but I couldn't do that. I love communicating with people. I love just being able to talk and even if I can't say nothing, let's just write it down. Let's text something, some kind of communication.
I would rather just hand somebody a book and just walk off and go, I hope you learn from it.
Wow. Don, I see you there. And Carlos, I'm gonna go call you Carlos. Tucson, I'm calling you Tucson because we got 3 Dons here. But Don W, you usually have Don W on your screen. That you cheated out of the W tonight, brother. Tell everybody where you're hailing from.
Yeah, so Georgia, you know, Atlanta, by way of my hometown, Marshallville. So,
Okay.
just so I can be clear on the question you were asking, like, could you go a couple of days without speaking to people in general?
Talking, communicating, writing, any form of communication for at least 2 days. Could you do that?
Um, Absolutely. 2 days for sure. Because I mean, like, I think all men need uh, a day or two to kind of process their thoughts and, you know, kind of reason with themselves, you know, dig in your spirit. I mean, you always have that inner person talking to you, which is yourself. And if you have a deep relationship, I mean, you talking about not even talking to God. You know, now that might be a struggle, but
Yeah.
people, nah, I find solace in, you know, um, like quiet sometimes. It can't be too long, like a week or two, probably not. But the whole thing about introverts and extroverts, I mean, I'm a DJ, and part of my, you know, that profession and even my day job, which is IT, I have to be customer service and customer friendly and all that other stuff. So I play the role of an extrovert when I have to, but what really recharged me, the thing that I like find comfort and peace in, is just like being in a room, chilling by myself, think through my own thoughts. You know, probably in front of a beach, or on top of a mountain, just kind of like staring at the sky without anybody there. Because it's refreshing, it's recharging for me. And the other thing about it, if you are a person who doesn't really, if you start to communicate with people and you are that person that is an introvert, there is definitely an opportunity to where people could start, you know, putting in time for you. You know what I mean? Start, you know, because it becomes a game of chess almost. Inevitably, it becomes a game of chess as you communicate with people. They find out different things about you. So, like I said, like you can learn more with silence than you can talking. But I understand that it's a necessary trait. But yeah, definitely could do 2 days. I can't do a week or a month. So
Yeah, exactly. Carlos, what do you say to that? And good evening, sir. Tell everybody where you're hailing from.
Good evening, everybody. Don Carlos Sherrod from Atlanta.
Good deal.
Can y'all hear
Now,
me okay?
yes, sir. Loud and clear. What do you say about that, brother? 2 days, no talking, no communicating, no formal communication at all for 2 whole days. How do you handle that? Can you handle that? Is that something that you'll be interested in doing?
I got to get a little bit more. You're talking about that's with somebody
Anybody.
living with you? Somebody living with you?
Anybody.
By yourself?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No.
Well,
You're living around people. Your people are around you, but you cannot talk, communicate in anything for 2 days.
Oh, yeah.
Can
I
you
can
do
do that? Sure, I could do that. Yeah. Well, because I'm an introvert myself. I'm an introvert myself. So I think it has to do with your temperament, and I think it has to do with the season of your life. If you're raising a family. Now, if I was raising a family and my kids were small, ain't no way in the world I could be quiet 2 days. So I got to get them straightened out. Okay.
Yes, sir.
And of course, the wife and you go argue. Why aren't you having with the kids? So,
yeah.
You
gonna just sit there and not do it.
In terms of just me, I could do it. Yeah, sure, I could do it by myself.
Okay.
Yeah.
And see, and one of the things about this question, what makes this question so interesting, man, because I think if it was a panel full of women, all the answers would be so different. The answers would be so different. It's like we as men, we can get to ourselves and just chill out, and that's our peace or whatever. Like everybody say, not too long, but we could have that moment a day or two. I think we could do that. I think women will be a little different. Willie, good evening, sir. Where you hailing from, Willie? Introduce yourself. Tell everybody where you're hailing from. Unmute yourself. Unmute yourself there, Willie. There you go.
Yeah, I'm Willie Willis. I'm in West Memphis, Arkansas right now.
West Memphis.
Formerly from Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
My nephew's dog is on here.
Oh,
it's acting up. Yeah. Okay. And so I'm by way of Atlanta and a few more places, and been absent for a while.
Mm-hmm. Good to have you back, brother.
School.
Mm-hmm.
Had me going.
That brother, if I hope you don't mind me telling, but he's out there becoming a doctor, so he's getting his stuff together, man. Gonna be on Dr. Willie in a minute.
Oh yeah,
getting
close.
Yes, sir. You're knocking on that door, but a day or two. Can you go a day or two without talking and or communicating with anybody? Now, your everyday existence that hasn't changed. You're still around people. You just can't talk or communicate for 2 days. Could you do that?
At first I said, yeah, I could do it. But then I thought about it. I said, it'd be one of the most difficult things in the world to do with just everyday transactions. You're going to get some gas and just saying thank you, please, yes, sir, no, sir, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. I think those things would be really, really, really difficult for me to do. And if I'm locked away in the room by myself and I can close myself up from other people, yeah, I can do it. I can avoid the phone. But it's hard not to give someone a pleasant greeting. Even when you see that lady at the grocery store and she got that frown on her face, you see her name and you just speak a name, say, how you doing, June? Or how you doing, Summer? And they just feel like it just break the whole day. And I know it'd be hard for me, not to bring a little bit of sunshine in somebody's life. That'd be really hard for me.
I'm just trying to figure out June or Summer. What kind of names you giving these people, man?
Well, most of the time when you go to the grocery store, you see us and behind the counter at Walmart and these different things, and so I put them behind the counter.
Good evening, June. Good evening, Summer.
Yeah, they working for
me. I got you. Yeah, let's go to the phone line and let me do this. The phone lines are open. If anybody want to call in, be a part of the conversation, be a part of the discussion, we love to have you. This is Real Men Being Men. We're here from 8 o'clock to 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time every Tuesday. The phone number is 508-924-3521. 508-924-3521. Give us a call. Cornelius, I believe we have Cornelius on the phone line. How you doing this evening, sir?
I'm good, man. How are you, sir?
Hey, doing well. Good to have you, man. We asking the question, Cornelius, can you go 2 days? Can you go 2 days without talking and or communicating? Now, everything in your life is still the same. You're not isolated anywhere. Can you go 2 days without talking or communicating with anybody?
That's a good question.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think if I've done it before. I have done that before.
How difficult was it?
Yeah, I've done it to like if I'm sick or not feeling well, I sit in the house and
No.
beating myself.
No, normal
And,
activity. No, Cornelius, normal activity. Normal activity. There's no illness. It's just a normal day for you. It's just a normal 2 days. You say you got to go to work. You got to do everything you have to do. Life is the same. Could you do it?
No, I could not.
Mm-hmm.
I be trying to, and sometimes I just can't do it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because even in my communication in prayer, you know, I'm still communicating. I got to talk to God if I'm not talking to nobody else, but I'm still talking. I'm in communication. So, no, I can't. That's hard to do. And there's so many people in your life that in daily activity that you love to talk to and communicate with. Like I got a good friend of mine in Detroit. I call every day. I talk to him every day. Like clockwork. About 3:30, 4 o'clock when I'm heading to work, I call him up just for us to have a good general conversation. And that's just it's hard not to. For 2 days, nah. That's kind of hard. Then you got a wife too, so you ain't gonna be walking around the house and not speaking to your wife for 2 days.
Exactly.
So no, daily activities, no.
That's good.
That's hard.
That's good. That's good. Let me go back to Liddell. Liddell, are you there? If you're there, pop your video back on.
I'm here, man. I'm here.
Okay. We say, can you go 2 days without communicating with anyone? And we know how that part of the conversation going. We're going to probably most likely transition over to our second square in just a second. But what about the social media? What about the internet? Could you go 2 days without touching computer, internet, anything at all?
Yeah, I could do that. I can do that. Even though, you know, it would, in terms of business, it would certainly impact my business because I do stuff, see social media wise. But if I'm doing business, if I'm in a normal business work day, I can't do it because it would impact me business wise. But if I was not doing business, sure, I could do that. Absolutely. Okay. And in fact, there are times when I'd like to just I shut it down, go somewhere, do something else, and just to get away from social media, to be honest with you, because all the crazy stuff that's communicated out there sometimes with people, you create this expectancy that people think you're going to respond to messages and things like that, like on the dot or on the dime when they put you, when you're used, they're used to you doing that. They're used to you doing that. And so you kind of created that expectation in people. And so sometimes you get tired of that, quite frankly. But you know, if I was away for a couple of days, sure. But on a normal day, it would be very difficult.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Rico, what do you say to that? We're talking about the internet now. How would you handle that?
Well, once again, that's to me, that's another situational thing. You know, like with the first question, you know, if I'm in my normal routine, then it would be hard for me not to communicate with anybody. If I'm out in public, I'm gonna communicate with people, even if I'm using my traffic signal. But now the internet, I could put that down easily. Look, I stay suspended off Facebook enough to where that's what I stay in Facebook jail, man. I know at least half the year. And that not being able to communicate and interact with people on that level, you know, it makes you feel some type of way. But then, you know, in a few hours time, you just like, hey, there's other things to do. See, there's one thing about it is that social media didn't always exist.
Yeah.
So, you know, we knew how to adjust, I'm gonna say how to live and function without all these distractions once before, because we didn't have all these distractions all the time. At least I think all of us on this panel at one point in time didn't have an internet that we could go to like this.
Exactly.
We didn't have a chat room and all that stuff there. So I mean, now, you know, it's really hard for people to do that because they could meet strangers from across the United States or somewhere in another part of the world. But to be honest, you know, we really, when we look at the reality of things, me personally, I don't have to have social media.
And see, you're saying that during that time, in as strange as it may sound, and some of the young folks don't know nothing about this, but the TV went off at 11 or 12 o'clock. The only thing you had was them color lines on the screen, and so you know you had them color lines, brother. That's all you had. And all them channels they got about 150, 300, 1,000 channels. Back then you had I think ABC, CBS, and maybe NBC. That's all the channels you had. That's
right. Can I say this, man? That life was simpler. Life was simpler then.
Exactly.
A lot of the problems we experience today in our youth exist, I think, in large part because of social media and all the miscommunications and all of the things that are done behind the scenes and under the covers, so to speak, as it relates to it. And I think a lot of problems exist today because of it. Things kids are reading and seeing that shouldn't be seeing and what have you. Life was simpler for us, in my opinion, before social media.
That exposure, man, the exposure in some instances it could be good, but that exposure is destroying a lot of our whole society, man. It really is. I wish, and Rico say something about this all the time, and I wish I could get a group of people together, husband and wives, or boyfriend, girl, whatever it is, and we all go to some place and have to stay there for 2 weeks with no internet, none of that, had to leave our phones behind, no internet, nothing, and live off the land for 2 weeks.
Negative.
That's what you went wrong when you said live off the land.
Negative.
I was with you all the way until you said live off the land.
But see, my thing is,
just give me at least a deep freezer with some meat in there, man. You know what I'm saying? We got to be able to cook some eggs and sausage and pancakes. A couple of little babies here and there, but
You know what? I wonder. On the note of talk, it's recently Martin Luther King birthday. And coming up on Black History Month, all the people that sacrificed so much for us to get the liberties in this generation that we've been fighting for, and like to see how the generation progressed throughout the years is using social media for injustices, but also how they've evolved to being desensitized as well as a group. So communication is key, but at the same time, it's like it has its pros and cons, like you said.
Exactly. Somebody is opening and closing something. We get a lot of feedback from your line. Mute your line if you're not talking, so we don't have that feedback. We want to make sure that we don't sacrifice the quality of what we're doing here. So please mute yourself so we don't have to have that background noise going. Willie, what's on your heart, brother? Talk to me. We're ready to go to our next square, but talk to me about this, man. Could you live that 2 weeks living off the land? See, these guys talking about, man, they don't want to rough it. They want to take some Popeye's chicken and all that stuff with them, man. Go ahead with that.
I actually like going out there, doing that kind of stuff. Did it in the Army, but I was born in the 60s. So I didn't see no internet till I was in my mid to late 20s.
Yeah.
And so all that stuff really didn't matter to me about the social media, even though now I use it. I use it for business, and I gotta have it now. I can't conduct business without it.
Right.
But I can do the 2 weeks without. We can go down to I was in St. Vincent. You just about ain't got no internet down there anyway. And lay out on the beach and but when you talk about living off the land, I'm gonna live off the land with my Visa card at the restaurant. Because our rough is gonna be in that 2-star hotel instead of the 5-star hotel. That way. It's a matter of perspective.
Lord, Uber Eats.
There you go.
But see, think of the value that you will get from that, man. Having to actually live off that land. You have some things you will have, like eggs and stuff like that. You'll have eggs and stuff like that in the refrigerator. But when you have to get your meat and stuff, you have to go out there and fish or kill it and come back and eat what you got. Eat what you Tucson. That would be beautiful, wouldn't it?
We did that when I was a kid. We were stationed. My dad, we were military. We were stationed in England. I'm in Boy Scouts. We had to go do that survival thing. And in the wintertime, they give you a chicken and your knife. And I'll be 12 years old. You got to go and let the chicken run off in the woods. You got to catch that chicken, kill him, pluck him, and cook him. Or you ain't going to eat.
There you go. Okay? There you go.
For them 3 days. So guess what? I don't want to chase a chicken. The only one I want to chase is the one that's already prepared. But so that part I don't want to do. I like taking baths. I like being warm.
Gotta build a fire, bro.
Gotta change.
Gotta build a fire. You gotta build a fire. You gotta build a fire.
See, we'll sacrifice the social media and internet, but you ain't trying to take them back to the Stone Age. Now we're gonna go back to the 70s.
Yeah, come on now. I'm not
We'll
going
go
out
back to
there.
the 70s. That far back as we going to the 70s. We ain't trying to go back to the 1410s.
Lord. Let's anybody else got anything to want to say about this square before we go to the next one?
I'm just gonna say I'm not going in nobody's woods. Bears and snakes. So you go ahead.
Look, Lord.
I see you when you come back. I'll be look, ain't no sense me going there. How you be mad at me talking about Tucson that went back to the truck?
Exactly. Man, wait, Tucson, where you going, man? Hey,
man, you gotta be kidding me.
Exactly. Let's go to our second square, and let me see. Let me go to one of my. I know is a sports fan, Rico. I'm gonna start this off with you, brother. You're a married man. Your team is in the Super Bowl playing. The game is playing. They in the fourth quarter. It's down to the wire. They just started the fourth. Your wife come into the room, and she said this to you. Either one or two of things. She said, "I got a question." Or we need to talk. Now the game is on all the time. The game is on right now. I got a question. She pick the remote control, turn the TV off, or she say, "We need to talk," and she sit right beside you and she look at you. Rico, what do you do?
The only talking we gonna be doing is that lateral mumbo jumbo you be talking about. That's the only thing for the end of that game, boy. Any words coming out of my mouth, the words better sound real sexy.
Lord.
There's only going to be a certain few things she gonna be able to say that's gonna distract me at this point in time. Besides, hey, somebody just died or something like that, something serious. But if you just want to sit down and talk, hey, babe, I just had something on my mind, man. You better be coming in there naked or something.
Lord Jesus.
And there still might be a problem then because this is the Super Bowl. This is the last game of the year.
And not only that, your team is in a game, and your team is down by 3 points in the fourth quarter. The fourth quarter just started. You're down by 3 with the ball.
My team, any team. It's the last game of the year.
Yeah.
We're the last 15 minutes. And it might really last 25. But baby, we're going to have to wait because I might not land with 3 anyway.
Lord. Hey, let me. Here we go. Liddell, what did you do, man? Your team is in the Super Bowl.
Oh man, that's why I'm with Rico. That's a tough one there, boy.
Your team.
It just depends. Like you say, whatever it is, it's got to be pretty dang on important. To be frank and honest with you, and if it isn't, I got the remote back in my hand.
No, now you
I'm snatching and it's going back on, and it's the bottom line. And we can talk about that later. There may not be peaceful conversation at the time, but the reality of the matter is we'll talk about it later. If I need to kind of smooth things over a little later on, hey, I'll find a way to do it. But the reality of the matter is that TV's coming back on, bro.
Now, both of y'all, I'm gonna try to help everybody else that hadn't answered this question yet. Them two brothers, it's gonna be a cold bed that night. It's gonna be a cold bed. It's gonna be a cold bed, man.
Hey, just promise to buy something, it'll be all right.
VP, what do you do? What do you do in that situation? Your team is in the Super Bowl, man. You're down by 3 points. Fourth quarter just getting started. She coming there, pick up the remote control off the table, turn the TV off, turn it off, and you're looking at a black TV screen, and it says, "I got a question," or "We need to talk." VP, what do you do?
I think it would be a very serious conversation because my team is the Bengals. And we've never been to the last time we were in the Super Bowl was 89. And we ain't won playoff year since this year. So for us to make it to the Super Bowl down by 3 and her team the TV off, she is she really want my attention. Because this is a once in a lifetime opportunity for us Bengal fans. You know what I'm saying? Like Cowboy people in San Francisco, y'all get to cheer all the time. For us to get this one time, no, this conversation gonna have to be real good. Like how we gonna talk about? I don't know. I don't even know what I guess somebody died. I don't know how big the that's like me coming in there and turning off the Alabama game and saying I'm ready to talk. She gonna flip on me.
It's gonna be a role reverse. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? That ain't gonna be the only thing rolling that night. So I don't know. That would be I mean, I would not be one to say, all right, I'm not gonna disrespect this conversation, because your 15 minutes in the fourth quarter of the NFL can be really like 30, 45 minutes of real life time. So if you got to talk for 34, 40 minutes, you should have done this before this game started. But I might give you, I will, because you're my wife. I'll give you the attention you're looking for, but we're gonna talk after this game, because that was you could have done this a different manner. You could have done it a different manner.
So basically, what I'm hearing you say is based on your time, and when y'all talk about whatever she want to talk about that's troubling her.
No, that's just, when we talking about her timing bad. Was stuff you waited 3 quarters in this game to finally want to say something. How long was this on your brain? Did the game finally make you? I would think it'd be more of the emotionals of me being up and down of this game finally trigger something to you that I wouldn't give you that same type of attention. So now you decided you're gonna want to have that same attention, but you don't want it on the same level that I'm giving this game. So you gotta. There's a lot going on.
There's a lot going on. There's a whole lot going on. Cornelius, now Detroit Lions. I know who you like, Cornelius. You like them Detroit Lions. They'll never be in the Super Bowl, so this is certainly hypothetical. And so the Detroit Lions are in the Super Bowl. They're in the Super Bowl, man. And fourth quarter, y'all down by 3, but you have the ball. Your beautiful wife, she come in there, man, and she say, "Look at here, pick the remote control, turn it off. We need to talk." Cornelius, what do? Cornelius?
Like you said, it's hypothetical.
Because Detroit ain't going to no Super Bowl.
In the hypothetical, not with the Lions, but just overall, my wife wouldn't do that, because she's more considerate than that. First of all, that's being inconsiderate, because she know how I am about sports. So, in saying that, she would tell me we'll need to talk. Wouldn't just come up to me and just turn it off and be rude. No, she wouldn't do that, because I know my wife, because she's real considerate that way. So in saying that, with the way I would handle it is that evidently it's got to be serious for her to come in there and say, "I really need to talk." It's real serious, and she will have my undivided attention, because sports ain't that serious. You know what I'm saying? I love my Lions and I love sports. I was down there yelling at the TV the other day, and neither one of these teams is my team. I'm rooting for the Rams because of Matthew Stafford from the Lions. I was hoping that they knock off Brady and them, which they did, and I was rooting for the Chiefs because that's why I want to see in the Super Bowl, the Kansas City Chiefs and the Rams. And Stafford had the opportunity to get in and win it all, I'll be happy. But in saying that, she wouldn't do that to me. So, but if she is doing that or wants to talk, it's something very serious. So she have my undivided attention. Because I'm telling you, I ain't trying to live on no rooftop.
Exactly.
I ain't trying to have no contention in my house. I don't want no drama. I've been married 8 years in March. I ain't had no drama-filled relationship yet, and I ain't trying to start. Now, Joan ain't gonna allow no football game to ruin that. So, most definitely, I'll be the one that be the fool.
Exactly.
So I would listen.
That's good. That's good. Don W., what do you do?
Oh man.
Pop your video on for me.
Yeah. I'm trying to hide this pink chair. It's in my wife's chair right now. Oh man. I don't know. That's a good one. First, I'll be like, did I do something wrong? And then she say nah. Then I'm gonna turn the game back on. Or I think
just like that.
Yeah, like if I ain't doing anything wrong, I'm not on an investigation. Like this. I don't know. Yeah, knowing me, like I'm not that big in games, so I'm like, all right, well, we'll hear it, but just know, I will come back while she's watching her favorite TV show and try to have a serious discussion with her. So the kickback is real. I'm super petty, either that or you can neg her and be like, give like a negative thing so it'll distract her and she go and focus on that and leave you alone. Be like, hey babe, I think your weed is kind of balding or something right there. You might even go check that out, and then you bought you a good 20 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
But
But
yeah,
hopefully the game go off by that time.
hopefully at least get a commercial or something.
Wow. Wow. Let's go to Carlos. Carlos, come on, Elder. What are you gonna do in that situation like that? What are you gonna do, man? Your team is in the Super Bowl. Your team is in the Super Bowl, brother. Y'all are down by 3 points. That's all you down by, and you have the ball. Your wife come in there, pick up the remote control, turn the TV off, and she look at you and say, "We need to talk." Carlos, what you gonna do?
We're gonna have to talk later. That's all. Just so you know, we're gonna talk later. I think what the question that you asked.
I think there you go.
You asking the question about respect.
Yeah,
Mutual respect, right? That's a respect question you asking.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so whatever it is, it may not be football, it may be something else, whatever you like.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody tries to interrupt it, and they know that, you know, and now if they do it at that time, they know you like it so well, they're hollering out for something. So,
Mm-hmm.
you have missed out on something. Because if they, you know, when people do stuff like that, when they know you really like something and it's going to disrupt you like that, then they're hollering out for something.
Mm-hmm.
Unless, and now if you already know your wife just does that to mess with you, well, she's not gonna mess with you like that. She's serious, so you know some things are going on, and they're gonna be. I would say there will be the times that you have to turn the game off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and
there
give
will be the times when you say, hey, you know, just wait a few minutes, I promise. You know, I mean, whatever, however you communicate, you know. So I think it's a respect thing, really.
So you don't see, well, baby, you can't wait till the game go on. You can't say that.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, I'll say it. Sure, easily. You easy to say that. I'm saying what I'm saying is, I'm not even concerned about what you're gonna say. We're talking about relationship right here.
Mm-hmm.
What you're gonna say, because you know people talk to each other different ways.
Yeah.
You know,
exactly.
Somebody might say, "What the hell are you turning it off for?" Whatever. Okay. You know, it depends how you communicate with your lady. See.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
We're talking about a respect thing, I think.
That's good. That's good. Badger, what do you see in that situation?
I mean, to be honest, I don't put games, shows, sports.
Okay, somebody hold on. Somebody got something going on. I'm getting some background noise from somebody's line. I don't know what the background noise coming. There you go. Appreciate it. Go ahead, Badger.
You know, I don't put any of that stuff before my wife and kids. It don't matter what I'm doing. So I don't. To me, that's just part of the materialistic world. Love, family, and honor is more important than watching anything on a TV screen.
Yeah.
Because guess what? Super Bowl will be next year. And quite honestly, in this current football season, which team has more money to pay off the refs? There's too much politics in sports nowadays.
Okay.
Plus, on top of that, I don't really support athletes anymore because of their pay. I'd rather see the money go to our communities and other things like that. So,
good deal.
I guess I'm just a different breed.
Absolutely. Toussaint, what you gonna do?
I wanted to start playing the violin while Badger was talking.
That doggone Toussaint something else.
What do you mean violin? Why?
You're a nice guy. You a nice guy. Look, the first thing I would do is say, now you know this conversation is gonna go off from this point on, right?
You warner.
You know this is not gonna work out. This whatever we got to talk about, you know it's not gonna go right. Because I'm kind of like the rest. I mean, you know, I'm a Saints fan now. We won one Super Bowl.
Yeah, one.
Out of sympathy. Because of Katrina.
Yeah, come on.
You mean to tell me that there's we down 3, we got the ball, and you gonna come in and turn the remote, get the remote and turn it off?
All the way off.
It's not going. This is whatever we got to talk about. All right, I'm already. That's the first thing gonna come out of my mouth.
so basically,
when I do that, automatically she gonna grab that remote, turn that TV back on, and go around the room. Because it just don't go well. I mean, you know, I wish I was like Badger. Because I'm sorry, Badger.
Y'all gonna do something. Boy.
I don't even get what you're trying to hint at.
We might get a different answer with Badger, man. You should have replaced the Super Bowl, with gaming and getting to that next level you've been trying to get to for the past month. Now
that don't work either. My wife says she wants to talk. I stop gaming and turn around and give her my attention.
But I'm just saying you would have related that better because you play gaming instead of watching football. So that's what I'm saying. That would have related to you more.
Willie, what
did the same thing though?
Yeah, exactly. Willie, what do you do, Willie? Now your team is in the Super Bowl, man. Y'all are down by fourth quarter. You're down by 3 points with the ball. Here she coming there, pick the remote controller off the table.
How much time on the clock? How much time on the clock?
Let's say it's 4 minutes left on the clock. 4 minutes.
I'm gonna ask her, what does she like? What does she have a taste for? Because she wants my attention, and I'm about to give it to her. I'm gonna say, if she wants Italian, I'm gonna say, if she says Italian, okay, I know a little bistro. Go get ready, let's go. And I'm gonna turn TV back on. It's gonna take me that remaining time to watch there, and she's gonna be like happy she's getting ready to go. And as soon as that buzzer go off, we're gonna walk out the door. Because I'm not assuming I'm not in any trouble if she's coming to talk to me. I don't believe in holding out in any secrets. So anything that I could have got in trouble with, she already know.
Boy, y'all some rough fellas.
So while she's getting ready and smiling to go to her favorite restaurant, I'll be watching the rest of the game, getting ready myself. You know, slowly, but I'll be getting ready.
Now watch this. We're gonna change it up a little bit because I know how y'all feel about the football. But before I do that, though, let me go to Rico. Rico, you got someone. You smiling too hard, brother. What you thinking about?
Well, you know, I was really thinking about it, man. You know, we human beings hate being inconvenienced when they're doing something that they enjoy. So I mean, I believe it's always gonna be some point in time when somebody gonna interrupt you, and you know that it's a time that they really didn't need to, and you're gonna probably get a little offended. We might respond differently, but the thing is like I like what Mr. Carlos said. It comes down to a respect issue because you know you have sometimes women have this thing that women do to see just what a man is gonna do. They'll test us. They'll do it. I'm gonna aggravate them. I'm gonna make a mad girl. They might be on the phone with their girlfriend and they ain't studying you, but then all of a sudden they ain't got nothing to gossip about no more. Now they want to talk to you, but you ignore them. I'm gonna aggravate them. I want to tell him about such and such and such and such just had a big fight, and I need to talk to them and gossip. But like you said, there's 4 minutes left in the game.
Yeah.
So now I'm gonna ask her. You must want to fight.
No,
because you know it's 4 minutes in the game. You try to be funny. If this is not a life or death situation, if this had a life or death situation, man, just give me that little bit of respect. Be considerate enough to know that I ain't got that long. Yeah, they might call a few timeouts, and the 4 minutes might last 20. It happens in football. A 4 minute, baby. We got 3 minutes left.
Exactly. 15
minutes left. You're still sitting there. I still got a whole minute left. So that happens. But at the same time, if it isn't life or death, does she need to interrupt you? Because she knows she's interrupting you also.
What happens if it's important to her?
I just said life or death. If it isn't life or death, I'm pretty sure if it's that important, it can last 4 or 5 minutes. If she respects the fact that you are doing something that you enjoy. Because she wouldn't want you to interrupt her doing what she enjoys just for you to come and say, baby, I had a bad day at work. Baby, I got on a radio show this morning. They made me mad. They were laughing at me. But I'm doing something I love to do, and I ain't got but 3 minutes until I'm finished. I'll talk to you in a minute. You got to respect that. That's called being considerate.
Now, what was it? And I'm gonna throw this question out there. Any one of y'all can answer the question. But what if you say something like that to her, and she listen? She said, "Listen, now I want to talk to you right now. I turn the TV off. I want to talk to you right now." And you say, "No, look, ain't about 4 more minutes in the game. Turn the TV back on." And y'all go back and forth. Tucson, I want you to answer this. And she said, "Okay." She turned the TV back on, storm out the room, get her coat and her keys, and she walk into the door now. What you gonna do? Are you gonna stop her, or you gonna let her go?
I get to watch the rest of the game. I don't see the problem. Problem solved. Right, Don? Why you gonna what he's saying? Problem solved. She'll be back.
Hopefully she'll be back after the game, huh?
I'm telling you, grab me some popcorn or some chips and some soda.
Lord. Willie, what do you say to that? Do you stop her, man? She don't went and storm out the room, got her coat and her keys, and she's about to. Now the game is on. You still got 4 minutes left. She about to go, man. What you gonna do, Willie? You gonna stop her, or you go, babe, hold on? Where you going? Or you gonna say
her keys?
Yes, her keys.
Her coat, her purse.
Yes,
her money. Her mind.
Yes,
and I'm not going to jail. Trying to stop somebody from doing exercising their right to get on out of here. I'm gonna let her go on out the door. And sometimes it's wise to let somebody alone when they're upset. Let them go off and drive, get them a cold milkshake or some tea and cool off, and then come on back. You know, I ain't trying to hold them there in that rage. Let that rage go off. It'll wear off going on down the road. 20 minutes later, she'll be back. An hour later, or 2 or 3 hours later, you know, she'll come back and she'll go like, you know, I was mad when I left. I said, I'm glad you feel better now. What do you want to talk about? Let's talk.
Yeah, I only want to talk now.
Yeah, and then I say, okay, I'm okay with that. My motto was, if you like it, I love it. She don't want to talk. Okay, we don't have to talk. She want to talk? Sure. Let's talk about something. What would you like to talk about? You know, you know, I'm all ears. Don't mean I have to respond. Don't mean I can nod my head. I told a friend of mine when I was in medical school, I said, look, this is what I do. Because my friend was calling me, you know, in Atlanta. So she called me and just be running them about this job, about all this stuff. And it was just a bunch of who shot John. I personally didn't want to be involved in it, didn't want to hear it. I had 3 lines I'd say. Yes, you're going to do the right thing. Yeah, you made a good decision. And I did this all while I'm reading my book. Put the phone over here to the side. When I hear that lull in the voice go down, I go, yes. Okay. I understand. You talk for an hour like that while I'm reading my book, and she felt happy, go lucky. When it all got done.
And you ain't heard nothing.
And guess what? She not mad. She got all that stuff out. You know, people hold all that stuff on the back of them like a garbage truck. You know, they want to dump it on somebody else. You know, and they dump all that garbage on somebody else. Now they supposed to be mad and carrying that garbage. I don't want to carry that garbage. I let it fall inside the road, and you know, keep on going. That's not my garbage. You know, they feel good because they got rid of their garbage. I feel good because I didn't take it.
Wow. Carlos, what's on your heart, brother? Talk to me.
I was just sitting there. My brother, right, brother? That's Mike, right in the red, right?
Willie?
Mike, you cracking me up.
Yeah.
But Will, yeah, you were cracking me up. I was right. I was going right along with you. I said, that's all. Thumbs up. Thumbs up. But you know, people need space, man. Sometimes people need space, and what you said made plenty of sense. I mean, if you could be worrying that she gonna take the car and she gonna hurt herself, but you know, or whatever, get angry or whatever. But people need space, man. We have to let people be people sometimes.
Wow. That's something. That's something serious right there. Let me go to Mary. Mary, good evening. My baby girl's with us. Mary, good evening. How you doing this evening?
I'm pretty good. How are you?
I am doing well, Now, Mary, we're talking about watching football. Now, let me ask you a question. Now, these fellas are saying they looking at the Super Bowl. They team in the Super Bowl. It's fourth quarter, 3 minutes left on the clock, and their spouse come in there and turn the TV off and say, "We need to talk." And they want to look at the game. Mary, now, what should happen in that situation? Because she wants to talk, but they want to watch the game. They team is actually in the Super Bowl. The team is losing by 3 points in the fourth quarter with 3 minutes on the clock, but they got the ball.
Well, who's playing?
Their team is playing against some other team.
Who is their team? Is the Steelers involved?
No.
If not, then we're talking.
See, she got it right. She said if the Steelers ain't involved in that game, it's not important anyway. That's Mary, you ain't gotta say now another word. That's absolutely true. That's the truth right there. VP, what's on your heart, brother?
No, not much. I don't listen to everybody else. I don't really have much more to share towards the football one. I think, like I was saying with the, I believe I get a special case in this, especially if the Bengals make it to the Super Bowl. She gonna understand that this is monumental, and anything. I mean, you got like it for most people. If that's your wife or your closest significant other, and they know it's your team, and be it be earthly wants or needs or whatever, but they gonna know during this moment that this probably isn't the best time to bring up this topic. Not because it's unselfish of me to want to be heard or get my needs met, but if I do this in the manner that you're explaining, Raheem, it's going to cause more turmoil than it is.
Yes, Lord.
It is going for me to want to live, because now I ain't got most men. I mean, as we sit back and we talk about this for real, it sounds good on the outside perspective, but the minute she come in there and click that thing, I'm like, what? Are you kidding me? What's wrong with you? And I just want to talk. I just, I had something on my mind. I'm like, now out of all this time, out of all this day, you're not gonna get the attention you're looking for. I don't. I mean, I'm gonna give it to her. Not that I sound like I'm being mean, but I'm gonna give it to her. But she probably didn't do it the right way. And if she was expecting a kind-hearted, loving husband that come from a sitcom show, because she calmly cut off the national television game. That's probably not gonna happen. You're gonna get the real country boy that just seen his hopes go up, because I don't know how long this conversation about to go for.
I'm trying to figure out, and I need somebody to explain this to me and help me understand it. Where is the compassion in this whole conversation?
It's in the respect. I mean, think about it, man. When we was coming up, if them soap operas was on, Dallas Dynasty, Young and the Restless, As the World Turns, all that Man on Let a Tyler Perry movie be on. You know how he made bad, so let them be watching some Lifetime. Let them be watching a Lifetime movie talking about some woman being mistreated and killing her husband.
Oh, Lord. You better not touch that TV.
Man, I wish you would come in there and say, baby, the bathroom is flooded. There's a tornado coming. Dang, tornado warnings. No, the thing is, like VP was saying, man, man, it's a respect thing, man. It's an excitement thing. And if she really loves you and she is for you and for what you enjoy, what makes you happy, the only way she could be doing that, and it's not something very important, is if she's trying to prank you. She want to do a TikTok video or something. And that's still gonna cause a fight then. Cause why? I ain't got time to be playing. My team about to win.
Yeah.
I mean, imagine them Georgia fans last week, man. Come on. Imagine Vince Dooley sitting up in that press box at that game, and then his wife saying, "Come out here, baby, I need to talk to you." Vince would have lost it. Why you want to talk? We come all the way across the country to this game. We in a press box. We ain't win a championship since I coached, and now you want to talk.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's a respect thing, man. That's a love and respect thing, really.
Okay, good deal. Now, next square. Anybody have anything else on that square?
Nothing y'all probably want to hear.
Good deal. Willie, what does stability look like? What does stability look like?
Stability?
Yes.
Well, that's kind of isn't that a past participle? It's got to be referring to something or somebody. You mean
being stable in life. What does it look like?
Well, I guess being stable in life, you can be financially stable, you can be mentally stable, and I guess be on the even keel. So I guess it's all a matter of perspective, for me. And because I was kind of talking to a friend about a friend of mine. She was going through some mental issues, relationship, and this right here. And I really would love her to be stable. She can't be with me, but she can be stable. So I look at it from the standpoint, and I look at it. If you're going through an issue, or something is going on that's got you off killed, and you are it overtakes you. It puts you in that form of depression. You don't know what to do. You feel like you're floating in the air and you don't know where to go. I can almost guarantee you that every last one of you had a friend who's had that same situation. Yeah. And you advised him or kind of consoled him, to help get his feet on the ground. Sometimes you don't have that person to talk to, and that's when they get lost. And I told her, I said, why don't you step outside of yourself and look at it like a book, like you're the third person in a movie. If it was your best friend you were talking to, saying the things that you need to say to that person, but you really saying them to yourself. Yeah. Chances are it's gonna be some things you don't want to hear. You're gonna get mad at yourself, and then you're gonna say, I need to go call John or Fred or Susan now, somebody, and let them tell me this so I can get mad at them. So I got somebody to throw this off on.
June or summer, huh?
I'm not gonna get mad at. I'm not gonna get mad at a sister. So I would get mad with somebody who ain't gonna be mad back because they want to fight. I want non-fighters. I want
exactly.
But I look at that's why I said I guess it's all here when you're able to take a situation or anything that knocks a person or you off, and you can take that 5 minutes to actually think about what's happening. People get conned in bad situations because they don't step back and think what's happening. It's all this pressure just pushed onto you really fast. Next thing you know, your money's gone and you ain't got the property you came to buy. You're in a bad, and now you're really in a bad, unstable position. But if you were standing over your friend watching, you say, man, he's a crook. Don't do that. Do that to yourself. So that's my version of stable. Thinking
that's
about the situation I need to be in and what is my end goal, and get on that track.
Oh, good deal, good deal. Let's go to Carlos. Carlos, to you, what does stability look like? Unmute yourself, Carlos. Unmute yourself, brother. We can't hear you.
Got it.
Yes.
I think stability has to do with balanced, focused, not erratic, not unusually changeable. And I think you can't talk about stability without talking about the different kinds of stability. Somebody made mention of it. You got your financial. A lot of times, women, when they say I need a stable man, well, all they talking about, I need you to make sure you got some money. That's okay. All the rest, we can negotiate the rest. I need some money, So it could be mental stability, emotional, financial, all these different kinds of stability. And I guess it depends on, somebody said too, it depends on who's talking and who's thinking through the whole thing, what the communication level is. But in either of those places, it's like a balance. It's like equipoise, where your position is right equal. You're not tilting this way too much, tilting this way too much, all off the page and everything. Just trying to do kind of even keeled thing. I think that's the whole idea.
Okay. Stability. Mary, what does stability look like? Mary?
At the unmute myself, Sugar Biscuit. What you say?
What does stability look like?
Stability.
Yes, to be stable.
In what sense? That's a very broad.
Yeah. I left it that way for a reason. I want you to go where you're going with it. To be stable, what does it look like? And you can handle it from any aspect that you're coming from.
That's a difficult one there. I guess in general, it's just someone who knows who they are and stays true to that person in whatever sense that would be. Because I don't know, that's a weird question. I would need more.
Okay, let's deal with financial. Let's deal with financial stability. What does it look like?
I think financial stability would be someone who in their savings, if everything just does not go right, they can pay all their bills and everything for at least 2 months. That's what I feel like stability is. That's what my job has always said stability is, and I feel like it's a good idea. I think it's someone, everybody has some form of debt in some way, if you're my age anyway. So that's fine. I just don't think you should have too much of it. And that's about all for financial stability for me. I'm pretty young, so I got a lot of living if I have more to say, but that's really all I have for now.
Okay. Tucson, what does mental stability look like?
If you got that, you got the rest of it. That's just me. Stability is the mindset. Because if you got a stable mind, you don't have to have the world system's financial stability. You're content with what I'm just glad to have a roof over my head, my lights on, my gas on, my water's on, the necessities of life. If I have that, food on the table, I'm stable. I don't have to have a bunch of unnecessary things that people fit really, because take a person that says that they are financially stable and they blow their brains out when market crash. So they wasn't stable in the first place.
Yeah.
You talk about it because I'm good with me. We talked about introverts at the beginning of our conversation. And we have people that walk in and out of our lives. I'm good with that. You talk about when a person storms out the room because they're upset because you didn't yield to what they wanted to do when you was doing something else. Go on out the room. We'll talk about it later. I'm stable. It's a mindset. That's the way I think. I mean, I'm good. I'm good by myself. I'm good. So if you put me on an island, maybe I need a TV or something like that. Something.
Okay.
But I'm saying, that's it's a mindset.
It is. It is. Badger, what does spiritual stability look like?
Boy, Donald, you trying to set me up, ain't he?
Go for it, Badger. Go for it.
All right. You know, spiritual stability is being able to know that you are truly a vessel for Creator to help shine light and to help others. And it's a deep knowing, not just in your mind, but in your heart. And also acknowledging that if you don't walk the right path, you know, Great Spirit's gonna hit you in the back of the head with a 2x4 or a meteorite or something to make sure you get back on that right path. Because the more aware you are of the spirit of Great Spirit and the expectations of what serving as a vessel is, the more responsibility you have if you walk away from it.
That's good. That's
so
good.
The stability of being spiritual is huge, and it's understanding that every single human being is of creation, is of God, of Great Spirit, depending on the terminology a person wants to use. You know, in this day and age, we have thousands of terminologies. But to me, what matters is, are you being responsible for your actions and for the things that you do? So you are responsible to everything around you. To me, that is showing spirituality. That is showing how good God is.
That's good. That's good. Rico, I'm just gonna put it out there, man. What does stability look like? And you come from any angle you want to come from.
I'm gonna come from the angle that'll cover all angles, whether it's emotional, spiritual, financial, or mental. Stability is being in a place or a position where you don't lack or need assistance or help. You see, a lot of times if you aren't stable, then you're losing something that's gonna keep you from sustaining your momentum, whether it's mentally, your progress, your positivity. Something is gonna be lacking, and it's gonna keep you from sustaining, which will make you unstable. So therefore, if you are in a place or a position where you don't need assistance or you need minimal assistance or help, then that is what I call stability. Now, if you need a lot of assistance, you need a lot of help. Imagine needing a lot of mental help, a lot of mental assistance, or a lot of financial assistance, spiritual assistance.
Yeah.
That means your spirituality isn't stable. So you need a little bit of help trying to sustain it and get it to where it's stable, to where it's positive or successful. So I think that's, in general, stability wrapped all up in one thing, regardless of what situation or area you want to take it. It's all about being in a place or a position where you need minimal assistance and you are the least amount dependent on somebody else to help you function. If you have to depend on somebody else for you to get by, for you to function, or just for you to make it through the day, then you're not too stable. So being self-sufficient is a part of being very stable. Because if you're self-sufficient and is moving in a very logical way, and you progressing and you functioning properly, then you might be good financially and mentally. Your family life might be good. It might be stable. So you start seeing success. You start seeing the fruits of having a stable lifestyle and having everything pretty much on an even keel across everything that you are doing. You see, like they said earlier, you could be financially stable, but be all the way throwed up here.
Yes, sir.
Now you're buying babies like Jeff Epstein. You're flying girls across the country. You got all the money in the world. You could be like R. Kelly. They got a program now on A&E talking about the Playboy Mansion. Everybody glorified the Playboy Mansion. A whole lot of sick stuff went up in there.
Yep.
Rich people and celebrities that still stoop to the lowest form possible. So they ain't too stable, even though we would assume that they are. With all the money they got, why would they buy prostitutes? Why would they molest little girls? Why would they do that? Because somewhere they are unstable, either mentally, emotionally, or sexually unstable.
Exactly. Let me go to VP. VP, if a person is unstable, if a person is absolutely unstable, why is it so hard for them to go and ask for or receive help?
I was gonna say the reason I think a lot of people find themselves or don't see themselves as stable, and Donald Wynn put it in the chat, is a form of contentment in their life. You're not, like what I've learned from my 20s to now 30s going into my 40s in the year is I wasn't stable in my 20s, and I allowed the world to, tell me what I thought financial stability would look like, a relationship look like, or how a strong Black man should be, and what family life is supposed to be. And then when I got to my 30s, and all in my 20s, I'm chasing these goals, and I'm not getting there, and I'm not becoming happy, and I'm losing it, and I'm dependent on other things to fill in them gaps. I just decided to become content. You know what? I'm just happy with where I am, and I'm just grow from where I am. So I think a lot of times when you chase, a lot of people in the chasing the Joneses example is what's happening with your stability. Is like Badger was saying, God put something in you to know this is what is going to make you happy. This is where your stability is.
Yeah.
A lot of times people forgo that, chasing something that they believe is more, be it financially, be it in a relationship, be it a stature, be it professional. They're not content on who they are as an individual, and that stops them from being stable. So now any little catalyst will have you popping off. You the baking soda, all it needs is some vinegar, and you ready to let go of everything you already had, and you're no longer stable, but now explosive.
Wow. Carlos, talk to me, sir.
I think it has to do with being. I was thinking about as we're talking on all these wonderful things people are saying. Being, it's like being grounded. Stability is like being grounded, and I think about a table. A table is stable if it's able to stand on its own four legs, just like Toussaint was talking about. And so it doesn't matter if the table is made out of wood or gold or whatever. The table has to be stable, and so if you think about that table, it can hold up things too, So a stable person is one that other people can kind of count on too. A person who's, because you're attracted to a stable person.
Yes,
I can count on that person in my financial, emotional, whatever. Not necessarily every person in all those areas, but we all know where to go to find stability in each arena, whether it's financial or emotional or whatever the case may be. And then I think also that I was hearing what Toussaint was saying. I was thinking about the stability is your strength, because those people jumped out of a window because of they went bankrupt, didn't really have any strength, inner strength. So we're talking about there's an inner kind of strength that these people bring to the table, and we see it, we know it, we attracted to it, we know it when we see it. It may be it may be this boy, he's got a lot of emotional strength. He looks like he's got got some physical strength, or some, let's just say financial strength, whatever. We know what we see, but I think I when I was hearing that talking, I was thinking about that strength that people can have. And so it doesn't matter about what you have. Like somebody said, the difference between being rich and being wealthy.
It's good. That's good.
They may both have the same amount of money. but one is wealthy. And that's the
good.
one that's one that's stable.
That's the one that's going to be wealthy for the rest of his life.
Yes.
And his children's life and everybody else's life, because of the fact he know how to he or she know how to manage the money and not get caught out there. Rico, talk to me, brother.
Yeah, to me, you know, it sort of goes back to sort of like having a solid foundation. You know, that's another thing that comes to mind when I hear the word about stability. You know, getting that foundation solid. You know, and when they were mentioning that about the table, I thought about a table with a short leg. You know, people, you go to some people's home and they got books and everything. They have to slide up under that table leg to make everything balanced on that one table. The card table fall over everywhere if you ain't got that one book. And it got to be the right book. Can't be just any book. Might be a magazine, but it got to be the right size magazine just so it's level. And once it's level, everything is good to go. You got that balance that you're looking for. So like I said, I feel like when you get that stability, you don't need as much assistance or help to function the way you should properly. You know, and like I said, that applies pretty much in any aspect of life, where you're talking about spirituality or family, financially. You know, when you got that pretty much that level mind of how not to be too extreme, but not to be too submissive or whatever, you know, just to have that perfect balance to where you don't need to have anybody to come and correct you on your behavior, on the way you treat people. You know, it's being fair and balanced. You know, that's a part of being stable, being fair, being balanced. So I mean, you know, being equal. Think about that. Being stable, things need to be equal. So there's so many different words that you can apply to associate with stability. But to me, it all still comes back to not needing as much assistance to function properly.
That's good. Toussaint?
I was writing, but I'm gonna say it. You know, there's people that find out that their stability is in their failure. If you talk to people that are successful, they tell you that they have failed numerous times, but they didn't quit. That gave them more drive. See, because some people fall through the cracks because of disappointments. But I found out through disappointments, if you have the right source, you can get back up out of that situation. So then you have to have a foundation, because nobody builds a house with the roof first. That don't make no sense.
Yeah.
You got something that's solid that you can stand on. And I don't want to, but I'm gonna have to, you know, get kind of a little spiritual there. I like to joke around. But the foundation, Badger calls him the creator. I call him God. Christ, Jesus, the foundation, our maker.
Come on.
Upholds us in our situations. He's the one. We don't have nothing. You ain't got nothing. You are nothing without him. But if you stand on him, even though you fall, he's able to big you up. You have to have a faith in something. Who sits in the chair and don't have hope in the chair for it to hold you? So the same way it is with the foundation of the world. He has it. So if you whatever goes on in our lives, our stability lies in him, because even when you get weak, you're still strong because he'll bear you up. I'm just saying.
Exactly. Wow, that's good. That's good, Toussaint. Badger, talk to me, brother. What's on your heart? Let me ask you this question, Badger. Do you have confidence, if you're still living and you're still healthy as you are right now? Do you have confidence that the Creator is going to give you your next breath?
I get mad at Creator for that, to be honest.
For giving you your next breath?
Yeah. Saying that jokingly.
I
don't worry about things like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, my for some of you guys that don't know, and some of the listeners might be listening, you know, I'm muscular. You know, muscle wise, I'm strong.
Mm-hmm.
But 6 years ago, you know, found out that my bones can't hold upright anymore. So my structure, you know, the skeletal structure of the body, you know, I relied and put so much faith into this physical strength, you know, thinking that was all I was worth. Creator stepped in and went, "You're worth more." So he took that physical strength. I still have it in reserves for whenever I need it. You know, I have no doubt about that. If I ever have to rescue someone, I know I could probably do it if need be. You know, so to me, that showed me how much importance faith really is, hope really is, stability really is. Because when you live your life thinking that the only thing that you're good at is your physical strength, and for Creator to go, "Nah, we're going to walk down this road. You're smart, you're intelligent, you research, you know how to help people, you know where to find information. Other people aren't willing to do it. I know you are. Creator knows what my heart says. Creator knows how I walk my path. You know, every time I start doubting, start getting worried about something, you know, I'll get that 2x4 in the back of my head. I'll get that reminder of, are you really testing me right now?" And then I go, you know, I've done that enough in my life. I should probably stop doing that by now.
Maybe so.
You know, I'm in my 30s. I don't think I need to keep pushing that.
Exactly.
So you know, and to me, that's what stability really is getting past ego, getting past pride, and acknowledging that there is a source out there that provides. As long as you do your best to walk forward and not uplift. I mean, many people are like, well, I'm rich and, you know, I don't go to church. I don't believe in God and all that other stuff. And, you know, I sit there and look at them and go, well, I don't want your karma later. But that's my perspective.
Good. Yeah, absolutely. Hey, and Tucson, you know, you ain't got now bit of sense, ain't it? Tucson, you know, you ain't got now. I read what you put in that post, man.
Yeah. Well, you know what he said. He said it.
Hey, man, what else do you think I said about that 2x4? Every time I try that, I get hit to make sure I'm breathing again.
Just hold your breath. When you start turning blue, just see how long you can last.
Lord Jesus. Anyway, let me go to Carlos. Carlos, talk to me, brother.
You know, as this thing is developing, and as we're showing these images and talking these images, the thing that rings clear, and I think really for everybody living, you know, I think there are people who really feel that they have stability, you know, but I really believe that when the scriptures say of God that He is our rock, and He is our strength, you know, I think that's one of that to me is a call to, hey, listen, you don't have to live this life in your strength, you know, because everything gets shaky. Your finances get shaky, your mind gets shaky, your body gets shaky, everything, your relationships is shaky. But what holds that table up with those books and everything that Rico was talking about is that the Lord is our strength, our rock. So if the Lord is our rock, if that's really real, then I'm not my rock.
Yeah.
You're not your rock. If that scripture is real, then there is no other rock. That's how I interpret it. So no matter how strong a man is or a woman is, they still need stability. They still need the rock that's greater than all of us.
Absolutely. Willie, talk to me, sir.
Stability. Like a rock. On this right here, I'm really just kind of following along Don, Carlos, and Toussaint. Then really said everything I thought about saying.
It read your mind.
Because I'm be honest. What I thought about was that each person has their own definition, but when you combine really what both of them said, it covers probably 98% of the people out there.
Yes, sir.
That's and they can choose and pick what they need that's best for best suited for them. What's good for me might not be good for you. I like to think about things. Some people are reactive, so they need to work on something that's reactive because I guess I think a little differently. So people think about a job as being stable. My mother told me that, years ago when I moved to Atlanta and I left working for the government. She said, "You left a good job." And I said to myself, there's no job that's good or stable when somebody can tell you tomorrow we don't need your services anymore.
That's right.
That's a facade of stability. And a lot of times we don't look at the big picture. We see that facade that, oh, we got this right here, it's good. That's right here, it's good. But when you truly, you really truly have to rely on yourself to go out there and do things. You got to be self-motivated. You got to, pick up your pieces and you got to do some things. And sometimes getting to the point where you want to be, you might have to go and dig a ditch. You might have to get out there and work on the road. I'm in a lot of jobs that I really don't want to go back and do, but it got me to the point where I needed to be.
Yeah.
And so, I think that each one, our learning experiences and the things that we learn and how we process, and look at things. And I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna tell you. I got another thing I learned about that. One of my good friends. My house is in Gwinnett, and so my neighbor, 2 houses down, Glenn, he's a drummer at the Church of God in Christ, and down the street. He's a good friend of mine. But Glenn went to work in Cartersville. From Lawrenceville, he drove from Lawrenceville to Cartersville every day for $8 an hour.
Good Lord.
Woo! $8 an hour. He go and leave before sun up and come back after sun down.
That's like you had to do the face like that.
The guys would tell him, "Man, you ain't giving me $8 an hour. Why are you working like that?" He said, "I'm working for myself. If I don't put nothing in, I ain't getting nothing out."
Yeah.
And so what happened, that was a whole bunch of grab that went on as a book company. Man, about a month later, Glenn became the supervisor. About 9 months later, he was the vice president of logistics. Made $140,000 a year plus a bonus.
Yes, sir.
And I was, and I thought about that. I said, he did that. Because this job, I say not stable, but this man felt though, if you paid me to do this job, I'm gonna do the best job I can. I consider that being stable.
Yeah.
No matter what you paying me, if I agree to do it, I'm gonna do the best job I can for you every time. So whenever you come to me, I'm gonna work my butt off for you. Regardless of what, and I call that stable. And I amazing guy, really nice guy. And
it worked out.
I'm there, I go and have dinner with the family, my old neighbor. But that's what I. So look, these guys put together in between the two of them. Because look at my screen, I see me in between both of them.
Yeah.
I'm doing this like this right here, and I see them both.
Exactly.
But it really gives me a good strong sentiment that what they got needs to be pushed out there to some of them folks.
Absolutely. Gonna go into our fourth and final square, but before I do that, I want to make sure that everybody have an opportunity. We'll put it on the screen here. Y'all need to go and check out if you're in or around the Georgia area. If you're in or around the Georgia area, you definitely want to go and check out spotlightinggeorgia.com. Spotlightinggeorgia.com is a networking it's a networking site that brings a lot of businesses in the Georgia area together. They are supporting each other. It's a great program that's out there, and you definitely need to go check it out right there. www.spotlightinggeorgia.com. If you're looking for some services, if you're looking for somebody to do some work for you, you will be able to find them right there on Spotlighting Georgia. You don't have to search all over the place. They have something right there for you. Spotlightinggeorgia.com. Go check them out. Tell them Raheem from DKM Media Group and Associates sent you that way. Rico, our fourth square. We're gonna start it off with you, brother, because I'm gonna throw. We playing baseball. I'm gonna throw you an underhanded pitch right now because I want you to knock it out the park. Ready for it?
I'm gonna have to take a couple of swings when you come back around. It might that home run might come on my second swing.
Okay, good deal. Rico, what makes you a good catch?
What makes me a good catch, man? Probably my foundation. The fact that I'm pretty much even keel. I can say the fact that I can hold myself accountable, that I can admit my flaws and also identify my flaws. You know, that means that I am willing to check myself about how I spoke to people, how I did things. You know, I have a way of wondering how I came off to people. Making sure I wasn't disrespectful, making sure I didn't hurt a person's feelings, making sure I'm not the person that's responsible for another person going to do something crazy to themselves. So I'm gonna say being considerate more than anything. Being consistent and being considerate is probably what makes me a catch.
Good deal. Badger, what makes you a good catch?
What do you mean a good catch?
What makes you a good catch? If you was a single man and a young lady wanted to marry you, what would make you a good catch?
What would make me a good catch?
Oh, lots of things.
Well, I don't know. You tell me.
Are they waiting for answers?
Yeah.
His heart, his brain, his perseverance, his morals.
That's good.
What she said. That's my wife.
Exactly. And look, you pulled out the big guns that time. You said, "Hold on, I'm gonna go right here and let her tell you." I'm not gonna say nothing.
No, I don't. If you haven't picked it up by now, because I think Donald and Leonard definitely has. I don't. My ego problem is alter ego. I reverse ego. I don't think I'm worth anything at all. Period.
Wow.
I deal with severe depression, so a lot of these questions are just really hard for me to answer.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you did it the way you did it, because that definitely put a whole different perspective on the conversation that you brought her in. And Taylor, I say thank you for speaking. I definitely appreciate that. Toussaint.
I'm glad I came after Badger because I was tickled because Badger say I'm just let her answer.
That was good.
You might not think you are too bright, but I know you're not stupid. I'm just saying. Okay. So anyway,
that Toussaint something else, boy. That Toussaint something there. Toussaint, what makes you a good catch, brother?
For me, that's what it is.
No, Badger. Look, man, I'm telling you, if you would see what other folks see in you, you probably would run for president. Anyway, I'm just saying. Now, me, I would say that I'm consistent, and I like to joke and clown, but I'm no joke. I know who I am, and it has nothing to do with anybody else's perception of who I am. Now it's gonna take a while for you to find that out, because trust is for God. I don't trust nobody. But I don't let anybody. But at the same time, if you really, just like we were talking about, stable. What makes me is I won't quit, no matter what. I'm not a quitter. I know how to get up out of whatever, because I've been wherever, and I'm still here. So I'm a survivor. And so if there is a person that will want to survive from whatever conditions they're in, and we can walk together, we can do some amazing things, brother. I'm just saying. I'm not trying to campaign. I'm just saying.
Watch this. You know. Let me see. Can I get it to play real? Yeah, I don't know about that.
I've been through the fire, and I've been through the flood, broken in pieces.
My dog Carlos.
And left all alone. But through it all, God blessed me. And through it all, God kept me. And I still have a praise inside of me.
Still have a praise inside of me. That song came to my spirit. As soon as you said what you said, that Tucson, I had to play that one.
Carlos, it is right there, brother.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That came straight to me, man. Carlos, what make you a good cat, sir?
You know, I'm a lover of music now. You
I know.
Me up with that music right there.
Yes, sir.
Mess me up with that music, bro. I think.
And Carl, let me pause you just for 1 second. Still, even though you've been through the storm, all of that, still have a praise inside. I still have a praise inside of me, man. That's one of my favorite gospel songs right there, man. Regardless of what it is, regardless of what I've gone through, I still have a praise inside of me. Go ahead, Carlos. I'll be talking the rest of the broadcast. Go ahead.
Whew.
Yes, sir.
That's powerful stuff. That's powerful stuff. I praise God for these opportunities, and as I was hearing my brothers talk, and developing as they were talking, and I was going to jot down some things, but I couldn't even think what to jot down. And I said, well, I think a lot of it has to do with my I have a natural kindness. I mean no harm to. I tell this person that I mean no harm to them. I have been through a lot in my life, and I understand, know the possibilities of humanity, from the weakness to the highest. I think in terms of just what people can and cannot do, will and will not do. And I have a real deep acceptance in my spirit for people. I would tell her that I will love and I will cherish. I'm friendly. I like people. I want to do my best in whatever I do. I want to keep on moving, no matter what my age is. I want to keep on stepping. And improving and touching people's lives around me. I want to touch people's lives around me, you know, and so I think that's all. I mean, that's what I have to say. You know, and of course I would say more, but that's fine.
That's good. That's good. That's good. VP, what make you a good catch, sir?
I would say.
Where your video?
Oh, you won't be able to see me. I
Okay.
took the dog, walking the dog.
Oh, okay.
I probably would have went Badgers route. That's wisdom there. That's smart. To
Yes, sir.
ask the one that chose you what got there. But
Mm-hmm.
I've learned from just, I guess, professional and listening to Friday here and there. I'm one that has a big heart. I'm very empathetic to people's needs. I listen to what they have to say, and because I am a servant by nature, I tend to get those things that they're looking for without having an expectation of having that same effort put back into me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad you played that song, because it also brought up something I heard maybe a week ago. A pastor, because I was going through what I was going through, and a pastor came up to, or we listened to a speaker on the YouTube, and he's like, everybody forgets, Jesus took the disciples through 2 storms. The first time he put them on, first time they got on the boat, he had them all carry baskets with them to show them the blessing that they just received. Then, they went out to sea, fell asleep, a storm came, he woke up, calmed the storm.
Mm-hmm.
The second time he was on the seas, they were out there, he sent them out, he went out, prayed, came down, they were on the seas in the storm, but instead of calming it, he walked out to them.
Mm-hmm.
In that sense, he was saying, even though it's a storm in your life, I'm the one to focus on. Donald brought up a very good point. And that leads to all the topics we have with the stability and everything else, is when you have that type of calmness in you, to have the understanding that there's something greater than you out there, then during the times when the storms are the worst and you look and you put your praise out there, he'll calm them for you. But also you have to understand that sometimes you'll get put through the storm. As long as you stay focused, then you'll be all right as well. And humility is one of those things. If being honest with, if I was single and I was out there dating now, I'm like, look, man, I used to have an ego. Sometimes I'm still fighting with that thing, but I've learned not to edge God out of decisions I make or to overcome those type things. So if you see me for who I am, then you understand the loyalty that I have, because I don't just give it out to anybody. It's if you see me as somebody that's really going to fit into your life, then you'll understand the humbleness that I'm going to provide and try to instill into your soul as well.
Mm-hmm. That's good. That's good. Willie, brother, what makes you a good catch?
Well, I'd like to think that my sparkling personality, my wit, and all these other wonderful things, were the source of my likability.
Mm-hmm.
To be honest, I really don't know.
Wow.
I really don't know. I sometimes a little too honest. Sometimes I be myself. And I think maybe that's what it is. And then when they don't like that, or when, then it becomes an issue. I guess so many people double talk or read between the lines. Things are so, read between the lines so much that, and I say, no, I like this. This is all I like. I don't need the other stuff. Oh, but most people say they like this, but they really want me to do this. No. I just want you to do this. Just sit down and watch. Sit down and talk. I don't need all that. But so I hope that's what it is, because I hate if it's about money or some other thing that that someone thinks they're going to get or want, but I hope those are the things that someone looks at me and likes, you know, a female. Okay, let's get that clear.
Exactly. Let me go to Miri. I think we have Miri back. Miri, what makes you a good catch?
Well, I would say my mindset more than anything, because my personality's there, but it's a little shaky. She's still growing, so you know, got a lot of work to do there. I'm not a bad person, but you know, I'm only 24, so but I think it's more so like my mindset on things, because I care more about like small things that contribute to the big thing rather than the big thing itself. Because I feel like most people care about the bigger picture and they neglect the small things that matter for the big thing to work. So I would say my mindset. Because I feel like what makes you a catch is what makes you stand out from everybody else.
Exactly. What make your flag prettier than everybody else's flag? Rico, what's on your heart, brother?
Yeah, I agree with that, man. I mean, you know, see, one thing I noticed about myself is that I care, or that I'm concerned about certain things that other people aren't. And on top of that, I do believe in treating people the way you want to be treated. So, you know, those things are more of the character issues that you look for in a person. You know, the traits that you look for in a person when you are looking at being interested in somebody. I feel like those things, being supportive, you know, being very motive, you know, supportive of people that I care about, wanting to see people do good. Like I said, being fair. You know, I'm the type of person that if I see somebody being bullied, I ain't gonna be the one that's just gonna sit by and watch it. So you know that takes a lot of care and concern. So I'm gonna say, you know, being courageous and brave. You know, I will stand up and speak or act when other people won't act. I'll do the things that other people won't do, especially when it's right. So you know, that being caring and concerned, sincere and genuine, you know, that it really shows. You know, so I pretty much say, you know, if another thing a person would look at, if they say I was a catch, I wear my heart on my sleeve.
Yeah.
It's on my sleeve. It's out there. So, you know, you ain't got to worry about no punches being pulled. I ain't got time for no games, which I'm going to call it, and do it the way it's supposed to be done. And I ain't going to play with you. I ain't going to allow you to play with me either, though. So that I don't know if that'll make me a catch for somebody that think they can come play games with me. But at least they'll know that when it comes to me, they won't get those games.
It's gonna be real.
Gotta be real, out of respect for their feelings and emotions. You know, out of respect for how they take things or what they expect based off of what I portray. You know, and so like I said, that all to me comes all the way back to the 4 C's: being caring, compassionate, considerate, and concerned.
That's good. Tucson, what's on your heart, brother?
Did we hear from Willie?
Yes.
I'm just curious because I'm like you. Look like you got something on your mind.
Okay. Let's go. Let's see that you're reading right. Willie, what's on your heart, brother? Let's see that you're reading right.
I was just listening right now. No, I'm listening. I'm taking in some of this excess knowledge, seeing what I can apply to my own self that Rico was just putting out there. You know, I'm picking through and saying, okay, I might use that. That's gonna be that can add that to me because I'm a little fixed guy. You know, I'm fixed. If we start a relationship and we say this is what that relationship is, we ain't going no further than being friends. That's where it stays in my mind.
Yeah, that's good.
So that's why I'm trying to be that guy who can move around and actually pick up some of those subtle cues. That's why I'm listening to what Rico said. I'm gonna add some stuff, you know, try some things that look.
Add a little pepper to the gumbo. Add a little pepper to the gumbo. To the gumbo.
Hey, Raheem, what I
Yes,
was
sir.
thinking about is, you know, the old song. It's not an old song, but it says, "He saw the best in me
Mm-hmm.
when no one else was around.
Yep. Sap. Oh,
They
Sap.
could only see the worst in me."
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Oh,
Sap.
sap.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought
Mm-hmm.
about that song because that's what it's all
That's a
about.
good song.
Mm-hmm.
See, even Badger liked that song
Yes,
because
sir.
you know, if we can see ourselves in the eyes of who made us, we would take another look and
Mm-hmm.
just be great. You can only be your great, but you can be great. But a lot of times we see ourselves in the eyes of critics, and we go about our lives. But they don't know you. He knows you,
Mm-hmm.
and he's able to take the little that you think you are and put people like Badger. I mean, this guy is brilliant. He was so brilliant that he didn't even answer his question. He did something awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He let his wife tell it.
He said, "Come here, baby. Come here, baby. Come here,
Yeah,
come here, baby."
That was the best logic
I didn't ask
available.
her to come here.
I
Y'all
was,
asked me a question. I had no idea how to
look,
answer, and
I was
she's
in your
like,
cheering section. I was saying, "Go Badger, go Badger, go."
I just looked at her and she said, "What?" And I told her what y'all asked. I'm like, I don't know.
But we gonna switch it. We got 4 minutes. We're gonna do our closing. But I need to ask y'all this question, man. We got Kansas City, Los Angeles Rams, San Francisco 49ers, and the Cincinnati Bengals. Who's gonna be in the Super Bowl? Rico?
Man, I'm just watching to see who gonna play, man. To be honest with you, it's so much parity. You know, you remember how Kansas City started off this year, man? Looked like they wasn't gonna be in nobody playoffs.
Yep.
It was looking bad.
Mm-hmm.
I sort of put a prediction on Joe Burrows about 2 years ago when he was in college. When before they won that national championship, he played a game against Texas. And that was the first game of the season for LSU, man. And I saw that boy do things, man, that I hadn't seen since Tom Brady. Way back then, I saw a look in his eyes. And I think we might be on the cusp of seeing not exactly the next Tom Brady, man, but the next killer quarterback, the one that has got that assassin about him. I believe he's going to be one of the top 3 or 4. And this might be one of those seasons that the Bengals pull it out, VP.
Now, don't get him excited. Don't get him excited, because I know what he's thinking about. What they're gonna do about my homeboy, though? You know, it's gonna be real tough to get past my homeboy, man. It's gonna be that last game.
Any given Sunday, man. Any given Sunday, man. I mean, if it went for Tyreek Hill, I mean, everybody had to play their part at a specific time, but Buffalo didn't lay down.
No,
they just didn't get the coin. They didn't get the coin toss. I mean, you got to think about it. I mean, so like I said, man, all those games this past weekend, man, this entire playoffs in the NFL are probably the best I've ever seen all the way around.
Exactly. Anybody else?
Awesome, that was great games.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh, that was awesome. That was like Super Bowl games. How Super Bowl games should be.
Yeah, absolutely. That last game, man. That Kansas City game, man. When they won the last game, man. That last 2 minutes. Man.
Man,
that's worth that. And Rico, you and I talk about it. That's worth the price. That was worth the price of admission. The last 2 minutes, man.
Bro, I wasn't rooting for neither one of those teams, and I was in here screaming.
Yeah,
that might go down as the greatest game of all time so far.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And neither one of them wanted to lose, man. And you really feel bad that anybody had to lose that game, man. You really feel bad.
It reminded me of the Chargers and Dolphins back in the day. I don't know if y'all remember that Chargers and Dolphins game way back in the day, man. It was like a replay of that, man.
Exactly.
My cousin played in that game too, so I know I remember that game good.
There you go, Carlos. What's on your heart, brother?
I don't have a team that I would go for, but I would say that it's been a privilege being on tonight and talking with you guys. God bless all of you.
Well, we're going to go around and let everybody do their closing. Well, that's your closing, Carlos?
Yes, sir.
All right, good deal, good deal. Let me keep this thing going. Badger, in your closing, sir.
No matter your struggle in life, search for your foundation and your stability to be able to walk forward and help others.
Good deal, good deal. Mary, in your closing.
Just I love you all and have a good night.
All right, absolutely. Love you too. Willie, in your closing, sir.
Well, it's wonderful being on, and I'm glad I was able to make it tonight. And thank you, gentlemen, for listening to me and me learning some things from you guys. So I enjoyed myself. So thank you.
Enjoyed having you. Hey, and I'm sure you did, brother. I'm sure you did. VP, in your closing, sir.
I want to thank everybody for rooting the Bengals. I'm being superstitious. I don't think I'm gonna watch any games unless they make it to the Super Bowl. But I want to, going out, I want everybody just to remember your life and your body is like a water jug. If you buy it brand new from the store, it's gonna run out. Let God fill it back up. That means you have to get rid of the bottle. You're never too good for tap water. You know what I'm saying? Don't ever think you're too good to be refilled.
Mm-hmm. That's good. That's good. 2 songs in your closing, sir.
I thought about the worst thing I ever heard in my life. God asked Cain, where's your brother? He says, am I my brother's keeper? Now he gave him the opportunity to come clean, and he missed it. So what I'm saying is we got to lift somebody up, encourage somebody along the way. It's a simple thing to do.
Yes, that's good. That's good. Rico?
I think I'm gonna go back to that stability thing a little bit. There's nothing like having peace and calm and no worries. So most times, if you have no worries and you are at peace at wherever you are, because everybody's standards and perspective of stability is gonna be different. But wherever you are having peace at and no worries, you might be in a good, stable place.
That's good. That's good. It's been a great broadcast. I want to thank everybody, man. But before we do that, Rico, there's a show that come on Wednesday. We do the Morning Glow every day, Monday through Friday. But there's a special version that we do on Wednesdays. Way Out Wednesday. What's it called? What's it called?
Okay, you just said it. You saved it in. Because I was about to say Wild Out Wednesday.
I know you.
Way Out Wednesday, man. And you saved me in because I almost said, I was like, what is the name of it?
I saw you look to the side. I'm like, okay, let me go. I saw when you look to the side. I said, no, we ain't gonna let him do that, But listen, man, y'all join us and what we do on Way Out Wednesdays, man. We open up the phone lines, whatever you want to talk about. You can give us a call and talk about it, and we talk about it in this. What, Rico? How we do that? We talk about it in its
entirety.
In its entirety. There you go. And want to thank you all for joining us. Let me see who we're gonna go to. Let's go to Mr. Carlos. Carlos, if you don't mind, sir, will you pray us out? Unmute yourself.
Yeah, I will. Okay, let's pray, guys. Father, we want to just thank you for the privilege of being here tonight and sharing our thoughts and learning and growing. And we thank you for everyone who was listening in. We pray that whoever was listening in that enjoyed it would share it with somebody. And we just thank you, Lord, that for our leader and for this show. And so we give you praise and glory, and please take care of us and our families as we depart. In Jesus' name, amen.
Man. It's been a great broadcast. I want to thank everybody for joining us. And more than that, I want to thank you for allowing DKM Media Group and Associates and Real Men Being Men for being a part of your evening. It is now 10:04. You're about to exit Real Men Being Men. But before you go, I want you to do me 2 favors, if you will. 1, I want you to continue to pray for us, because we're certainly praying for each and every one of you. Number 2, why this is real simple. I want you to go out there, find somebody, and give them a hug, because you never know. It could be the only hug that they get, or it could very well be their last. Love you, and ain't nothing you could do about it. Have a great day and a better tomorrow. And then we shine this light on you from Real Men Being Men. Yes, sir.
Before you leave, we gotta ask this question.
Okay.
Mr. Carlos, what is this big word you don't put in this chat group? You're gonna have to pronounce that one for me, man. My eyes playing tricks on me.
What word?
It has been a great
Orbilage.
Ooh, man, I ain't never heard of that one right there. I thought that was a magic spell.
Look, I'm gonna need this guy's number. So we gonna have to talk. I'm gonna broaden my horizons and my vocabulary.
Man, we can't end this one like this, man. I got to learn this one before we leave. I ain't gonna be able to sleep right if I don't know what this word is, man.
I need an interpreter.
Let me tell you about that word, okay? That word was developed from somebody who can't see that word. I don't know what that word is. I have no idea. I just looked at it. I thought it was privilege.
It's actually. Hold on, I got it. It's actually when used in that way, you can either grant a privilege or privileges to. If it's used as a noun, it's a special right, advantage, or immunity granted or available only to a particular person or group.
Oh, so it is a word.
That's a word. Boy, I was Googling like a mug. Where's the word?
It's a real word.
I'm going to say Badger came on here co-sign.
It's in the Oxford Dictionary.
Hey, Badger, you sure you seeing it right?
Yeah.
Hey, he pronounced it and everything. Then you said it was privilege. I was like, oh, Badger's up here faking the phone game. Come on, yeah,
exactly.
They study different languages, so.
That is a word.
That is a word.
That is an actual word.
Hey, that was the spirit right now. The spirit put that word on us right now.
Exactly. Look at it. And on that note, good night. You all have a great evening, and take care of each other. Take care of each other. Look, I'm gonna end it just like that. Just like that. Hey, love y'all. Take care. Good night.
All right.